about the existence of any evidence to support Donald Trump's claim that President Obama wiretapped Donald Trump's phones during the presidential campaign. Donald Trump continues to live in silent fear of reporters' questions about that.
Will your Justice Department comply with the Intelligence Committee's request? Thank you guys.
Thank you. Any comments on the wiretapping? Did the DOJ comply?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. John McCain says that Donald Trump could clear up all of this almost as quickly as he says thank you very much to those reporters.
The president has one of two choices, either retract or to provide the information that the American people deserve. I have no reason to believe that the charge is true, but I also believe that the President of the United States could clear this up in a minute.
And today, Paul Ryan came as close as he has since the inauguration to calling Donald Trump a liar.
I have been briefed on the matter, and I have seen no evidence that the tap occurred.
Back with us, David Frum. And David, there's the speaker saying he's been briefed on the matter, which is to say he has been presented whatever evidence there is, and there isn't any.
Yeah, but Donald Trump, he may not be a very strategic person, but he is very tactical. The fact is we have spent the week talking about this outlandish and, as far as anyone can tell, baseless charge the president threw out. And it did fulfill its purpose of distracting from, especially distracting the public, maybe not the news world, from the accumulated evidence of the collusion between the Trump campaign and people in the Trump campaign and persons in Russia. That story has gotten much less airtime in the past week, even as we've had a series of startling revelations about, for example, Roger Stone's connection to the WikiLeaks people and Julian Assange.
Yeah, and we did talk about Roger Stone last week on this program, but it is a very important point that he has, in effect, admitted that he was in direct contact, and there are others who've said that Roger Stone has been bragging about this for months, that he was in direct contact.
Well, the Washington Times reprinted some of the direct messages between WikiLeaks and Roger Stone. So Trump uses this method, and one of the ways to know what's on his mind is what he accuses people of is the thing he's afraid that people think he did. But it does sort of work, and there's no way it can't not work. He is the president, so when he says something untoward, people do have to pay attention to it. And you do have to operate on the assumption that if the President of the United States says something, it must be based on something. At least that's the convention of the press corps. You can't just shrug it off. But it buys him time. And a presidency is made up of a finite number of weeks. If any week he can get through with distracting from a scandal, just as, for example, today, Bloomberg had this astonishing story about the incredible infusion of cash into the Kushner family from a Chinese bank. The Kushner family's share of the debt was going to be relieved by 80%. People are describing it as a startlingly generous deal, but the healthcare news knocks that out of the headline. So, I've just referred to it, referenced people to Bloomberg News, but in fact, there hasn't been time to talk about it in the shows tonight.
And the Chinese bank is, of course, in all cases related to the Chinese government. It is impossible to think of them as separate entities. But he has created yet another.
The Kushners are much richer than the Trumps, so they do business with China rather than having to make deal with Russia.
Right. But what Donald Trump has done with his tweet is create yet another scandal that Lindsey Graham is pursuing investigatively in his subcommittee on the Judiciary Committee, and that others are now pursuing. And so the idea of diverting scandal with scandal, that's a new one.
Right. But the mission is to get these various questions into proper committees. It's pretty clear you're not going to get any kind of honest answer from the House Intelligence Committee. The Senate Intelligence Committee looks somewhat better. Lindsey Graham's, any committee that he runs will obviously be better still. If possible to have an outside independent body, that would be better yet, although that would require the president's signature, and so, at least for now, that's presumptively impossible.
David Frum, thanks for joining us, and thanks for helping us keep our eyes on the many bouncing balls here.
Follow the money.
Thank you, David. Thank you very much. Coming up, Donald Trump fired the U.S. attorney who has jurisdiction over these three things: Wall Street, Trump Tower, and Fox Fox News. Now, guess which one of those Donald Trump wants to protect the most?